I want to thank you guys for coming back to my channel and watching the second part of how to go and survive through midyear. I did do a part 1 of this, so I will link that so you guys can watch that. I would highly recommend to watch that first and then watch this video second. So in this video, I'm going to go through some of the things that I found fascinating, learning about what you need to do and prepare and bring to midyear. So the first thing to bring to midyear, which is very surprising, but I think it's the most essential thing, is a pad folio. And I'm going to tell you guys something that I think is kind of embarrassing. I didn't know what a pad folio was, but apparently everyone knew what a pad folio was except for me. So if you're like me and you don't know what a pad folio is, give me a like on this video because I don't want to feel alone. This is what a pad folio is supposed to look like. Really, the pad folio, what you're supposed to do is just have your resumes, your business card, and any essentials that you need readily available within there. Business card? What am I supposed to do with a business card? You don't own a business, but you do need to have a business card. So this was my business card. It has my school's name, my information, such as my name, and my LinkedIn. It has my address and phone number, but obviously you guys don't want that information, so I'm not gonna put that out there. Having a business card was something new to me. I remember when I first found out that I needed a business card, I was like, what? What is this? Like, I'm going to midyear, I'm not running a business. But anyways, having a business card, just have something essential written on your business card. So obviously have your name, have your LinkedIn if you have one, which you should have created one if you watched my previous video. Have your school that you're affiliated with, and then any of the basic contact information. I made about, I wouldn't say 200 cards. I honestly think the best number of business cards to make is probably 50 to 100. There's another card you need, but it's not a business card. It's a thank you card. So thank you cards are written after you've conducted your interviews. Basically what you write in this thank you card is, thank you for taking the time to consider my application, things like that. And then I tried to incorporate something that they said directly in the meeting or in the interview so that I was able to show that I was paying attention and that I, understood what they said and try to highlight something. Highly recommend, if you're going with a friend or if you're going with a group of friends, just order one off of Amazon or find the cheapest one at like Target, Walgreens, wherever, and just buy it as a group so this is where you guys can split the cost. Find one pen that isn't, a gel pen that doesn't make it smudge, and just stick with that pen and use that pen throughout all your thank you cards. So the last thing you want is to write a letter or a thank you card and then it's getting smudged while you're writing and your hands are moving. Breath mints. You're gonna be talking so much during midyear, almost for like 7 hours a day. You just need breath mints. Like, everyone has a breath problem. We all do. There's nothing to be shy about it. Just bring breath mints with you and just pop it in before you enter an interview or pop it in when you feel like you need it. But just bring them with you and always have extra. I would definitely have a granola bar or some sort of snack with you just because you're gonna be going through long periods of time, interview after interview after interview, or even if you have a break, you may not want to go and get lunch because you're just either stressed out or something's going on, or you wanna prepare, you wanna learn about the company. There's always so much you need to do at midyear. Just have that so that you're always satiated and that you have energy. Definitely bring a water bottle because you wanna stay hydrated and you don't wanna pass out at midyear. You obviously need your CV there. I would print about 50 to 60 copies. That's just being very ambitious and being on the safe side. It really depends on how many fellowships you're applying for. If you're applying for 10 fellowships, you should plan to have at least 3 CVs per round of interviews. So now, do I need resume paper or do I just use regular printer paper? I really think regular printer paper is fine. I printed mine on recycled printer paper. I wasn't crazy about it. I didn't go and buy a resume paper to print 60 copies of my CV, which is like 6 pages long, so you can do the math. So I just wasn't gonna either waste my time or waste my money trying to get resume paper. I really believe that it really is you and not your paper that's gonna sell them on bringing you. They're not gonna see candidate A and candidate B and say, oh, candidate A gave me resume paper, I like him more, or candidate B gave me recycled paper, I don't like them. I don't think that's how fellowships thinks. This whole notion that the preceptors and the directors and the fellowships are judging you if you don't use resume paper or if you use recycled paper, I just think that needs to fade away. Use recycled paper if you want, use resume paper if it makes you feel better. Whatever works for you, just use it. Another debate that comes apart and I got resume shame for this, was stapling your resumes or not stapling your resumes, paper clipping them or just not having anything. A lot of people paper clipped, a lot of people stapled. I stapled my resume. I remember one of my friends saying, "You stapled your resume?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Dude, they don't like staples." I'm like, how do you know? Did they tell you? So you're gonna get a lot of people telling you different things, and it's totally cool. There's gonna be 100 people that tell you different things, but at the sole core principle of fellowships, it's you. Like, there's 1,000 pharmacy candidates that are competing with. They're not picking someone just because they gave them a paperclip resume or they gave them a resume paper. And if they are choosing that way, that's probably not a fellowship you want to be a part of. Sorry, one of the greatest hacks to midyear is to make a schedule. You're gonna find out what interview you're gonna get at what time and what date before you even get to midyear. So take all that information, put it in your iPhone, this way that you know what time you're scheduled at, because it's gonna get super confusing trying to figure out what time you had what interview, because the moment they give you a second round interview, you're gonna have to put that into your schedule and pencil that in and try to figure out what time works best for you and what time works best for them, because at this point you already have either one round of fellowship, one round of interviews, or a second round of interviews. So you just want to coordinate that properly, and the way you're going to be able to do that is if you actually have a schedule set, and if you're able to look at a schedule and tell them what time works best. When it comes to picking what interview you want to do first, schedule the company that you have the least interest with first. Schedule your one that you have the most interest with last. You're going to be nervous, you're going to be stressed out, you don't know how to interview, either you haven't interviewed before. There's so many variables in play, and by scheduling the company you have the least interest with first will allow you to get exposure on what they want to know about you, anticipate the questions, and it will allow you to get your nerves out of your system. So even if that fellowship doesn't go the best way, you at least have gotten your nerves out of your system and it wasn't someone that you had an interest with. Now, if you put your first priority on, Monday morning at 8 a.m. when, PPS opens, and you blow that, you just blew your chance at in fellowship or the company that you really, really wanted to be a part of. Schedule your one that you have the most interest with last. And one other thing, between each interview that you have, schedule your interviews in 30-minute breaks. So if you have one at 8:30, you don't have another one until 9:30, because you're gonna finish that 8:31 at 9 o'clock, you have a 30-minute break, and then you get ready for the next one. If you wanna go for an hour, go for an hour. Whatever your time allows you to, commit to, do that, because you're gonna be writing thank you cards, you're gonna be trying to catch your breath, you're gonna be trying to, de-stress, you're gonna be trying to decompress, you're gonna be drinking water, all the different things to get yourself ready for the next interview. And if that interview that you just got out of went really bad, you're gonna take whatever happened and carry that on with you to your next interview. And it's just gonna be a downward cycle, and it's gonna be a snowball effect that you don't want to happen to you. So give yourself a break, give yourself 30-minute breaks, give yourself an hour break, whatever works for you. Understand yourself, be self-aware of what you need and what is gonna get you to the next stage. I am sorry if I talked really fast. I just really wanted to make this a really short video, trying to get you guys all the information as possible in such a short amount of time. If you guys found this video helpful, it would mean the world to me if you subscribed, if you guys could like, if you guys could comment, if you guys could do all three, that would be even great. But I really, really, really hope you guys found this video helpful. And if you guys did find this video helpful, let me know in the comments, or just shoot me a message on LinkedIn, shoot me a message on Instagram. Let me know if this video is helpful. If you guys have any more questions, I truly, really, really wish you guys the best of luck. And I really, really hope you guys get the fellowship. And if you guys don't get the fellowship, there's always another way to get a job in the industry.